know that your past does not define you. Honor it, grow with it, be cool with it, and make peace with it, Use it, grow from it, evolve from it, but do not let it define you, Open back all the flaps that contain all the emotional trauma, pain, and hurt. Come to terms with it, announce it, release it, surrender it, and then you'll go so much farther, homie. All those hidden truths, right? We're so ashamed of, right? Know that nature shows us that through vulnerability, like the shedding of leaves, it makes space for goodness to come in. You can't fit more in your closet unless you clean it out first, right, homie? So know that, operate from that, and be cool with it, and that will save you so much time, pain, and heartache. So release it, surrender it, and be cool with it, and come to terms with it. And wow, so I'm telling you, man, this spiritual shit is a trip, homie. I mean, it is, it's a lot to wrap your head around, and operate from and not be overwhelmed by. So, God damn, man, the genial, mysterious way that your higher ups operate from is fucking mind blowing, man. I mean, I've had so much crazy ass spiritual shit happen to me that it would freak most the fuck out, especially all I've seen and had to encounter and goddamn battle and I mean, just the other day, right? I have ripped out that ego voice, and I have ripped out that distorted identity voice, devil voice, whatever. And but I do have this one little small one left, and I can pretty much determine if it's him or if it's my higher ups, because he's pretty demanding, and they kind of whisper and are a lot more polite and make suggestions, right? But anyway, I got this badass ancestor who bumped down on me recently, and he's very evolved. So I asked him, man, what should I call you? And he said, Tool. I said, all right, Tool. I heard you're really respected and involved and all that. I said, what's your title? And he said, I'm 16th seat in the cosmos. So, God damn. So, I did investigate that a little bit and see how we are related, and that's cool as fuck. But he bumped down on me the other day, and I was catching a ride and didn't have much time to get to it. And when I was walking around to get out there, I heard sit on the steps for a second. I was like, man, I'll tell you what, man, I really would love the fact to be able to just come down in physical form and tell me straight up, and one day it will be. But until then, can you tap me on the shoulder, give me a hug, or do something that I know it's really you that it's coming from, because we always want to make sure, right, that we're not crazy and to do the right thing, right? So I went over there and I sat on those steps. He suggested, or whatever you want to call it, and looked up in the sky, homie, and cloud was up there, and then it had the letter H, I, and an O at the end. How? Oh, that's cool as fuck. And I heard all this direction and wonderful suggestions that they give to us in order to direct us. And the cloud behind it, god damn, man, it was more so than any 3D motion picture or IA could ever create. And Wild as fuck had a big ass dragon coming out of it in this big ass space, and in the eyeballs of the face. It was two crescent moons with the sky behind it to really outline the detail. And, it's cool as fuck how they operate, man. But, god damn, man, no wonder people call me a fucking weirdo, right? Or goddamn thrown off or whatever. I've been, in isolation for the last 5 years, and just me and God and my higher ups, evolving me to the point where I can truly handle, manage, and be mature enough for all the responsibilities and blessings that are upon me. And yeah, it sucked, and I bitched a lot, and everything else. But damn, man. No wonder, man. I mean, that's all I've had to talk to and communicate with. I mean, no pussy, no friends, no movies, no nothing, homie. Goddamn, I'm dedicated, I know, right? But anyway, spend one night in my dreams, homie. I mean, you'll see how far out there they are, and yeah, I love what they communicate and teach, and I'm so goddamn proud of myself that, like last night, my dream, and it took me 3 hours to process it and understand what they were trying to teach, which goddamn, that's a miracle in itself. Yeah, man, I've gone through some crazy ass shit, man, the way they operate and roll, and all I've endured and signed up for to be able to get me to me, and praise God, my timeline has changed and it's all different now. But goddamn, homie, I have gone through it, man. I mean, that spiritual warfare was the craziest, scariest, most intense, detailed that I have ever encountered, unimaginable, I mean, I've been picked up by the throat. I've been pushed down the steps about, goddamn, seemed like 30 or 40 miles an hour, went, did a 180 and busted my chin on the steps, and, never been knocked out until then, but it knocked me out for about half a second, and I came back to right before I hit the bottom of the steps on the slate floor, and if I didn't put my arm out, I would have broke my neck, and it broke my wrist and my hand, and that, and all these goddamn hell thorns this Jezebel spirit put in me and my ex, and then they bit us and all that other shit, but those hell thorns, man, trying to remove all those. But then I had these two fucking lines growing out of my throat on each side, and they started wrapping around my teeth, man, and I never had a cavity on me, but they, took a lot of my teeth, took my 10-year marriage away from me, took probably $1.5 million of wealth, and then how I got here, in that isolation for 5 years, and had a lake house and spent 35 years in Nashville and moved right outside of it in Center Hill and purchased a lake house, and then my ex decided to move her sons in and her mama in, and of course that's something I realized and faced and have evolved from, is giving way too much of myself away to make sure that my mate is okay in their emotional state and level, not putting down healthy boundaries and not having enough energy and time to take care of myself. So then, get this, homie, she was gone one night, and we were renovating the upstairs room, right? And then I got tired of it. I got to the point where So I bumped down on the kids downstairs, and the oldest one was in the master suite. So I knocked on the door, respectfully, and entered his room and sat down and said, "Listen, you need to move out of this room. You can take, the back bedroom, or you can hit the door. So that's what needs to be done, right?" And so I swore to my ex that I would never lay a hand on him. And this dude's in his 20s, and the youngest one is, almost 20, and they fucking come at me, right? And then, homie, the oldest one grabbed me around my torso, and the youngest one grabbed me around my legs, and at this lake house, it had a 3-story balcony, and they were about to fucking flip me over that motherfucker, right? And so I fought my way off, and got away from them, and then some other shit went down. They were acting all crazy and fucking nuts, and then the cops got called, right? So they arrested me, right? The one who pays the mortgage, right? So I get locked up, spend, they think it's a domestic, but it was against the kids, not the girl. So anyway, I got bailed out, and didn't want to return for a couple of days. And then that youngest kid of hers goes and gets a fucking restraining order on me, homie, of my own house. And so she didn't stand up for me. I know it's her flesh and blood, but still, it wasn't right. So that's not my ride or die bitch, right? So I have to belittle myself and go to my mom's goddamn house and live in her basement, and with a broken heart, with realizing all I need to correct and let go of, and confront as far as all her beliefs that I willingly accepted of what defines me, and get through all that. But yeah, it really helped me get to a better place with all that. But still, man, a lot of struggle, a lot it takes, man, and a lot we go through to get to where we're supposed to be at. But anyway, homie, I've been down a lot longer than I've been up. So for real, man. And you don't even know what all the other shit I've been through, I promise you. But it is what